Hi everybody, this is Jarno, PI3DMI. My next project is one for measuring or seeing in this case your SWR. Normally you have a meter like this. That one is a very old one. It's almost 50 years old. And I made something new. It's just only an indicator. So it isn't heavy and hasn't got any moving parts. Of course, both are passive things. They don't need any electricity. You have very large or small SWR meters with digital readout. Those are mostly fed with a small battery. But this is all passive. I will show you what I made. Well, of course, for measuring your SWR, is nothing special, but it's always very handy if you know if your antenna is okay. And the main thing for measuring your SWR is so the impedance of your transceiver is okay, and the same impedance for instance, your antenna. So yeah, always have on the left side, in this case, your transceiver, and then you have a meter in this, or one with meters, or the one I'm gonna make, the small with a small LED. Then you get the antenna tuner in case you're using HF, and then the antenna. If all is the same impedance, for instance 50 ohm, then the system is 1-to-1. If your impedance isn't correct, or the frequency isn't correct, for instance you transmit on 40 megacycles or megahertz, and your antenna is for 28, you can have a problem. Not all the energy from your transmitter will go into the antenna, so your SWR isn't okay. You can always use an antenna tuner in both cases, so the transceiver and the antenna look the same, 50 ohms, but you always have to measure it and have a good look if it's okay. So, next slide. I found the schematics on the internet. I don't have all the parts, so I made some small adjustments. The core is a toroid FT82-43. I didn't have the correct one in the original, but this works okay because it goes from 5 to 400 megahertz, and you can use it with about well, max 50 watts. If you're measuring your SWR, always use a low power, for instance 5 watt. And I changed the diode. There are two OA91s. I have the old ones still lying around, and they go till 150 megahertz. So that's quite okay for shortwave. And you can use any other diode. I used the germanium ones because they only have a voltage drop of 0.0 volt, and silicium has 0.6 volt. That isn't really bad, but if you have a small voltage drop, it's easier to measure your SWR in QRP sets, which I am going to use. So it's very simple. If you look at the top, that's a switch. You can put the switch from put through to measurement. In measurement, you see a lot of resistance. There's always 2 times 100 ohm. So in this case, you get 50 ohms. It's just like, it looked like a bridge of Wien from Max Wien from a century ago. And the toroid induces the power from your transmitter. For instance 5 watt is more than enough. And you see a small LED on the bottom. If the LED doesn't go on, your SWR is okay. But if it's red, your SWR is very high. So you can use your tuner to tune it just as long as you have minimum of signal, so minimal light. If you use a red light, which like I did, it's always something to be, well, you have to look and you see, oh, it's red. That's not okay. So you can tune it. So that's what the schematics look like. Well, this is the actual device. It's made on a small perf board, as you can see. And I put two big envelope connectors, one for the input and one for the output. And if you look closer, you can see the actual system, with a lot of resistors, the coil and the two diodes. And one of the connectors go to your radio, and the other one goes to your antenna tuner, or you can use a dummy load. I will use now a dummy load to let you see the difference. Well, now I've got the device connected with one cable to my transceiver, and the output is on a dummy load. Or you can use your real antenna, but always test it first and use low power. Well, dummy load is always 50 ohms, so the best possible outcome. If you go to look at the red LED, you will see it only faint. That means it's okay. You tuned your antenna tuner, or your antenna is on a correct frequency. If I now disconnect the dummy load, look at the LED. Whoa! It's high, it's high. That means you have to tune your antenna tuner. Or maybe the cable isn't okay, or something's wrong with your antenna. So it's a small and handy device to have with you if you go on a soda or something like that. So I probably will make an antenna tuner in the future, and I will put this device in the antenna tuner with a small switch. So you can always tune your antenna tuner to the correct frequency. And it's small and light, so it won't take too much weight in your bag. So, at the end of this small picture movie, I will show the schematics again, so you can have a look. For now, bye bye.